Aloha. Welcome back to the Real Trash podcast, where we talk about trashy subjects from dis- Disney news, from look, I'm right laughing, from Disney news to celebrity trashy news, and from politics trashy news, and then from my daily life and how my week has been. And you get to be the counselor, and I get to be the patient, and you get to come along with my life and other subjects we may have on the podcast too. And the main subject I talk about on this podcast every time is disability. That is the big word I've always want to talk about on my podcast. It may be trashy, some things may not be trashy. Welcome. My name is Noah James. I am from Honolulu, Hawaii. Um, and yes, welcome. Everybody is welcome to my podcast. And yes, I'd like to introduce myself a little more. Yes, I was born in 1998. Yes, I was. Um, in Honolulu, Hawaii. And yes, I was right out of my mom's stomach as a C-section. And yes, I was diagnosed with hard of hearing in 1998. So yeah, I had a hearing loss, and um, yeah, I've had to uh, overcome that over the years when I was younger, and I still do every day. Um, and yes, I know sign language. I learned that very young, and my deaf friend, we talk sign language all the time. So it's really cool and exciting that we get to talk that way. And even to her fiance, I get to watch them sign and listen to what they sign. Um, yeah, so it's a really cool skill to have. Also, yes, I am on the autism side. So yes, yes, we are on that side too. So don't be ashamed of that either, y'all. And then also, I have learning disabilities, so that might need help in the class and more into the testing room when I'm at school, or in different scenarios at work too. So yeah, so welcome. Today is going to be an exciting podcast episode because we are going to be talking about the Arizona presidential election results in 2024 and the new president of the United States and the Arizona presidential election, and how the election did this year in 2024. And I would tell you that I'm not very happy with the results here in Arizona. I would tell you that for a fact. I am not happy with those results at all. And just, yeah, no. As you can see, that Donald Trump won. It's 1,770,242 votes have won. And we're at 99%, but I know that Donald Trump's going to win this election already in Arizona. And then Democrats, 1,582,860 860 hundred votes was counted with the Democrats. And so like the percentage is not very off on it when it's not very off. And so the margin of error was very close in this election, and Arizona has always been like that since we've been a swing year state. It's gotten closer to the blue margins have gotten better. And so since I've lived here since 2008, 22 years that um, the the Republicans have held the Capitol in Arizona for 22 years. That's a long time. Democrats have not done it and hold every seat. They haven't done it yet. So it would be really nice. It would have been good this year, but not this year. We're going to have to hold our horses for another 4 years. Or maybe even another 8 years. But yeah, so Kamala Harris didn't do too bad, but she did bad enough that she lost here in Arizona. So I'm really frustrated with that. And then she lost the election. Jill Stein, but I will say that where I live at, I'll tell you that where I live at, we did very good. Blue, 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 blue. So I'm good here. I feel great. I feel happy. Now, on the other side of the state, I don't know who did good, but I just know where I live. Yay for the blue. Okay, so Jill Stein was an independent, and she got over 18,319 votes here in Arizona. And so that tells you that there's a margin that people still felt they felt like they couldn't trust either candidate. So that kind of concerns me here in Arizona. And then you have Chase Oliver something. He's another candidate for independent, and he was 17,898 votes that they voted for in Arizona. And so that's pretty big number, significant number here in Arizona that we could have had those numbers towards Kamala Harris. So that really shows the margin of how much we need to. Now we know how many independents. There has to be more people that didn't vote this year. And then there was 842 people that wrote in their own name for who they wanted their candidate to be as president. So yeah, that tells you right now that we have to work harder and persuade these independents a little more, because we were only off, let's see, 770 to 582. That's almost 2,000 votes off. So it wasn't like it was marginally bad, but we could have done, but for a Republican state, and where I live, I mean, Republican, and we won blue, so it wasn't marginally bad. So I'm not mad about it, but I am kind of disappointed that we do have these independents here that are still that they couldn't vote for either candidate and they went for independent. And I'm thankful for the people that did vote. So thank you for voting in this election, because it does really matter and your voice does matter. And I want people to know that. I want people to know that. I really do want people to know that, because this is something that's important to everybody's voice. And I don't think people understand how important it is. It's very important. And it's one vote, it real change. And people don't, it makes a change and makes a difference in the election. Because that one vote could have changed that election to a different outcome. So I want people to know this every time I talk about this. So let's go into Arizona, and let's go into the gender right now. And I'm going to break into these sections so we can comprehend what the results have gotten into in Arizona this election with the Democrats and the Republicans. And so right now, let's just say gender, 47% men voted in this election. 47% men voted in this election. Great in Arizona. That's awesome, man. Women did a little better. They did 53% in this election. So let's see. The men were 43%, and that's the Democratic side. 43%. Well, it's still not enough. But the men proved a little better in the Republican side, 55% here in Arizona. And I'm not surprised by that, by the number here in Arizona, because it's Republican anyways. So I'm not like, oh my God, like, oh God, you know what I mean? It's not like a big shocker. What is really happy to me is that women outspoke the men for my party and the Democrat side, and that was 53% for Democrats, and they outvoted the Republican woman. So is that's good. That is awesome, especially for having a woman candidate as a Democrat. This is a great outcome for the woman. The man, that concerns me. That 55% Republican couldn't trust the woman, and 43% could trust the woman. So that tells me a lot in Arizona so far. Okay, now let's get into the racial part, the race part. So 71% white people and this is men and women. So 71% of people voted in this election. And thank you for doing that, because that is awesome and great. So the white vote, 42% voted for Kamala Harris in Arizona as white. Okay. 57% voted for Donald Trump. Now, I'm not surprised by that number here in Arizona. As I said, it's Arizona, and so we have to do a better job at this next time. But as I am a white man too, even though I'm Hawaiian, I still got that white in me too. That really concerns me, as I have to go digging more, because now that concerns. And okay, now this is really outrageous to me, because only 11% voted here as Black African American people. Okay, 11% voted here in Arizona as Blacks. Okay, let's see. Democrat, 86% voted Black for Kamala Harris. 13% voted for Donald Trump. Out of all of these margins, the Blacks race embarrasses all the other races, right? And that and thank you, because of course they knew that she was Black and she's Indian, so of course you're going to support your candidate, right? Hispanic, Latino, that's very concerning to me. That margin it was very slim margin here in Arizona, especially being Arizona, being close to the border. That margin is very concerning to me here, because Hispanic, Latino, you guys, the Democrats voted 51% here as Democrats. Look at the margin of error for 46% on Republicans. That's not a big margin. That means there's a lot of Latino Hispanics that really went to the Republican side this election, and that concerns me a lot. Not a lot of but the Democrats did better, and thankfully, thank you so much, Hispanics. You got Ruben Gallego into the Senate seat, and I'm very happy for that. But look at that. That margin is not very much. So yeah, that really concerned me a lot in this election, and I can see why it's like this here in Arizona. It's like this Hispanic community has have those contrasts, and I can see it now from this perspective. So now we're going to go into the Asian. Only 3% Asian voted in this race, and it was 55%. Oh, no, it was, 55% Asians went Democrat and 40% went Republican. And yes, I'm the Asian. That was 55% of that part. Okay. Now, this is concerning to me because this is the Navajo Indian reservation around here in Arizona. We have to do a better job at that and better information on this too. The American Indians. Jeez, yeah. The number here was 31% Democrat and 68% Republican. That concerns me a lot here in Arizona. A lot. That's really bad, and that's why Jonathan Nares lost here. I can see why you lost now. So we need to do a better job at that vote with the American Indians, and that's the Native Americans. That really sad. And then the other races, other ethnic races, and that is 2%. And so 44% went Democrat and 52% went Republican. So it's really frustrating that the Republicans did better. But the only race that they didn't do good is with the Black vote. And so I'm very thankful for that. Very, very thankful for that. These other races and the Hispanic vote, I'm thankful that you guys beat the Republicans in that, but that still concerns me. We should be way overboard on that margin. And Asians too. Thank you. Thank you, Asians, for doing your job here in Arizona. I just want to thank you at the bottom of my heart for being an Asian. And yes, to you too. Thank you for voting and choosing the right party this year, okay? That's what we needed. Oh, geez. Okay. And at least 2%. Or 3% voted in this election. Okay. Okay. Jeez. Okay. But thank you. Okay. The race, like I said, non-whites, 64% voted Democrat, 33% voted Republican, and then white, 42% voted Democrat, 57% voted for Republicans. And yeah, that's ridiculous. Sorry, that is just embarrassing. That literally embarrasses me. Come on. Really, that's just outrageous to me. That is just outrageous. How? But I know how, because like I said, there's a lot of people that were fed up with the economy, and a lot of people that are racist in this country that cannot see the other side. They just cannot see it. So now we're gonna go by race, male, female, like that now. Okay, so let's go into white men. 34% voted in this election. Let's see. Are you guys the biggest margin out of everybody else? I think so. By let me see. I think you guys are the biggest margin. Yes. So men was the biggest margin for actually women were the biggest margin. I'm sorry about that. Women were. But men did not. Men, next time you need to do a little better for women. Come on now. Let's oh, jeez, you guys sometimes just really. I just feel like some men are just more, she's more wimpier than women sometimes. Like, come on, really? It's just okay, yeah. Okay, white men. White men, 34%. 30, and this is 38% white men voted for Democrat. And 60, that makes me bark. 60% white men voted Republican. That is ridiculous, okay? Redonkulous to me. Now, white women, they did better than the men. Okay, white women, 37% and 46% white women voted for Kamala Harris and 53% voted for a Republican. Okay, and let's go. Okay, look at this. Look at these. Like the African American vote is like outstandingly, like it just makes the other categories look embarrassing, and they need to do better next time. But that's so embarrassing. That's literally embarrassing. These African American community understands what is on the line, and these other cultures don't, I guess, never experience that in their life. That what is on their line, I guess something like, I don't know, but black men 5%, but it's outstandingly 77% Democrat and 21% Republican. Black women 92% and 7% Republican. Outstandingly, right? That's outstanding. Now let's go into Latino men and Latino women. I thought they would do a little better, but only the African American community really understands what is at risk, apparently, because we have to do better on the Hispanic vote. Latino men, 44% voted Democrat, 54% voted Republican. That is very worrying to me. 58% voted Democrat for women as Latino women, and 39% voted Republican. So women did better in this election, and I thank you, Latino women, for stepping up to the plate because you understood the task. And thank you to the Black men and women that stood up to the task too, because you guys did an amazing job. Thank you so much. So much. And then the other races, and that was 49% Democrat and 47% Republican. So Democrats did better in the other races. Thank you so much. Thank you for pulling that one over, because I feel great about that. Now let's go into the age groups. Okay. Let's go into the age groups. Okay. Because this is something that needs to be talked about. I'm going to see. Okay, let's just do this one. So 18, let me see. I'm going to go into this, but I don't know. Actually, let's just go into this one. Age by gender. So men 18 to 29, that is close to the Gen Z. Gen Zers, we need to do better next time. Because I don't like that number. We lost by 1% Democrat, 48% to 49% Republicans, 49% and 48% Democrat. So Gen Zers, we need to do a little better Democrat side with this vote. Yes. But thank you for all the Gen Zers that voted, because I'll tell you that all the Gen Zers in this group, let's see. I think the age, let me see, make sure. Yeah, the age 18 through 29, you guys did better than every other group in the voting range in Arizona. So thank you so much, and thank you to my gender, my category, 18 to 29. Yes, congratulate yourself. You guys won for the best age group out of all the groups. So thank you so much for at least voting and caring about our system and outvoting everybody else in the system this year. That tells me that we care. There's people that care in this world, and especially in our age group. So thank you so much. That is such a good, that's a great, um, it's a great answer. Great answer for us. Or great, why did it say answer? Not answer. It's a great results for us here in Arizona. Men 30 to 44, ages 30 to 44, 11%. You Democrats went 45% Democrat and 52% Republican. So those margins are not very far, but that 30 to 44 is a little further, and I don't like that. Then it's men 45, 64. 59% went Democrat, 39% went 59% went Republican, and 39% went Democrat. So, and what age group is this? Men 45 to 64, 59% Republicans here with the age 45 and through 64 years old. Are you kidding me? Like, oh my God. Are you kidding me? That's like my mom's and dad's age. Like, oh my God. I'm telling you, thank God that's not my mom or dad, because they did not vote that way. they were in the other margin, the blue area. But my goodness, my goodness. That tells me a lot about here too. I can tell why they're like that here. Age 45 and 64. And then men 65 and 12%, you guys voted. 56% went Republican. Oh my goodness. And 43% went Democrat. So those older margins did better with the Republicans. And I can see that with these older folks and grumpier folks here in Arizona. I see it. I can see why these older folks here are more grumpier here. And now I can see it. If you've been here, you would know. Now that makes a lot of sense on this data sheet. Now I can get a better picture. And let's go into the woman. Woman 18 through 29. Woohoo! You woman should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself, and I'm proud of you guys for doing the right thing. Because I know that you guys have fought a long time and are still fighting out there for your rights. And it's still, you got the first vice president, black vice president, Indian. So you guys are improving and you are getting somewhere in life. Don't forget that. Joe Biden got the first woman vice president ever in American history. So you guys are going somewhere in life. Yes, you are, and it's just gonna keep on improving. And then you got the first Black African American candidate, Indian candidate for the presidential nominee in 2024. So there is progress and there's progress to be made still. But yeah, so, but pat yourself on the back. 18 through 29 years old woman. Woman! You overruled, okay? Overruled everybody else because 61% in the 18 to 29 category, Democrat. 61%. That's amazing. And 38% went Republican. Thank you so much. High five to the woman in that age group. Yes, sorry. You guys did amazing, and thank you so much for showing who runs the world. And then ages 30 to 44, 56% here Democrat, 41% Republican. So we are doing great on those margins with the women, and that is an amazing number. Let's go into 45 to 64. It's 1% off with that, though. Democrats 49% and 50% Republican, 45 to 64. So one margin off in that. You got to do better in that margin. And then women 65 plus, 53% to 46%, 53 Democrat and 46% Republican. So women did way better in the Democratic Party than the men. Now, Democratic men, we need to step up the plate next time because, wow, that's embarrassing. The women need their rights. And now that tells me a lot about men in Arizona, especially. That is crazy. Now let's go into the education because there's other things that we talk about too, and they go down into this. So which describes your education you have? So never attended college. Okay. Never attended college. This is ridiculous for the amount of people that voted for Donald Trump. And maybe you need an education because you don't have an education. That's why you voted for Donald Trump. So I think we need to do a better job at educating people here in Arizona. 62% voted never attended college. 62% voted for Donald Trump. Now that makes a lot of sense. When you're not educated very well, it shows right there. 36%, thank you. 36% at least voted that never attended college or was smart enough to think, oh yes, we need a Democrat in the office, you know? And look, attended college but received no degree. 47% Democrat and 51% Republican. So we gotta get that gap closer and better next time with the Democrats. And 51%, geez, with the Republican. Associate degree, 41% Democrat, 57% Republican. That means there's a lot of education that needs to be. That means I'm scared for these people that have associate degrees out there. You have an associate degree and you voted Republican for Donald Trump. If 57% of you guys did that here in Arizona, that really concerns me. And now that really concerns me just in general with people's jobs. That really concerns. Because your degree may not matter so much anymore with some of these people because, geez, 57%, they need to get more educated on some of these topics. Now, bachelor's degree, 53%, hallelujah, Thank you. The higher degrees, you guys perform better. Because you're more educated. You don't just have an associate degree. You have a bachelor's degree. You're even more smarter than the associate degree people. And you guys, 53% voted Democrat. And they won over 45% of Republicans in Arizona. So yes, the higher educated you are here in Arizona, the more smarter you are. Thank you very much. Because you must need to go into the higher category, like a bachelor's degree in Arizona or advanced, because they do way better with the margins. Let's see, and this is the best margin of the Democrats. An advanced degree after a bachelor's degree. So that's a JD, MA, MBA, PhD. And let's just say 59% Democrat voted Democrat. So the highest education you can get, they voted. And the smartest you can get voted for Democrat. The least smart, the highest, and the outs voted 38% of the the Republicans. So thank you so much for it's just outstanding. The higher degree of the degree you have, the smarter you are, I can tell now, because the lower here in Arizona you are, we have to do better. But the higher degree you are, you have great, smart, and good voting skills here in Arizona. The college graduate, 56% Democrats over 42. And this is what was the last grade of school you completed. So college graduate, 56% Democrat and 42% Republican. So college graduate, thank you. You did better. Thank you. Non-college graduates, no degree, 43%. That margin needs to go up with Democrats, 43%. And then 43% Democrat, 56% Republican. So that was not very good. Not very good. Wow, and there's all these other ones we could go into too. But that's really all I wanted to get into. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get into this one, actually. Ooh, there's the income. Okay, there's some income ones. Okay, this one too. Education by race. The white college graduates did better here in Arizona. Thank you, white college graduates. College graduates. Non-college graduates, you didn't do very good. But white college graduates, thank you. Thank you for showing up. 53% voted Democrat. 32% white non-college graduate, 32% Democrat. I don't like that. 45% voted white college graduates here. So thank you, college graduates, white college graduates. I feel honored and privileged to say that out loud. And non-white college graduates, 66%. Whew, that number is, jeez, that's embarrassing. But non-white college graduates, geez, these are just embarrassing numbers because compared to the white college graduates, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry about that, Ashley. Non-white college graduates, 65%. Woo, you guys swept it. College graduate. Non-white college graduate. 65% voted Democrat. 32% voted Republican. Woo, you guys swept it. Non-white college graduates. Come on now, non-white college graduates. They knew what they needed to do. Non-white college graduate. You guys voted 64%. 64% voted Democrat. 34% voted Republican. See, when you're a different color or of a different background or ethnicity and a different culture, it really shows that they can actually be diverse. And think about the box out of the box, not just one way. They think out of the box. And what is at stake with our election? So, yeah, it's really crazy, and I don't really want to go over that one. I want to kind of go over this part. This wow, this is crazy. Okay, let's go into religion. I know people don't want to go into religion, but I am going to go into religion because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is like so embarrassing to me. Well, maybe it's just some people it's not embarrassing. But to me, it's like, oh my God, like that's crazy. These numbers are actually really crazy to me. So religion. Well, it's not surprising. Religion, Protestant or other Christian. 36% voted Democrat. Okay, wait, 36% voted Democrat. Oh my goodness, that is embarrassing. 63% Christians or Protestant. You voted 63%. 63% Republican. That tells me a lot. And here we go. Here's another one. Catholic. 39% Catholics went Democrat and 59% went Republican. That is embarrassing. That's crazy. Jewish, 78%, they knew what? 78% Democrat, 22% Republican. Something else, 61% went Democrat, 34% went Republican. None, they're not even a religion. 71% went Democrat, 27% went Republican. So that Protestant or other Christian, geez, 36% Democrat, Catholic 39% Democrat, compared to the 63% Republican and 59% Catholic. And oh my goodness, that is crazy, okay? That I don't even want to go over this. Look, they just put white on this one. Religion among white voters. They didn't even put non-white. They just put, look at this, non-white. I know this is white voters, religion among. Now I'm going to watch out for those white voters. White, religious. So think they know everything, apparently. Because look, Protestant and other Christians, 26% went Democrat. This is white, okay? 26% and 72% went Republican. That is embarrassing for white voters' religion. Embarrassing. Catholic, 35% Democrat, 63% white, oh my God, Republican for Catholic. Jewish, 79% Democrat, 20% Republican. 50 and something else, 55% Democrat, 42% Republican. 71, nothing. They don't have anything. And 28% Republican. Wow, that's crazy. That is just insane. Wow. And yes, thank you this is the last thing I'll talk about because I want to talk about this. Look, everybody here in Arizona trusted the crime and the crime, abortion, and the economy and the immigration and to handle crisis better. Here in Arizona, all the Democrat vote outrageously bigger margins with Kamala Harris. And so the Republicans don't have very good faith with Donald Trump. And so we will see what happens in the next 4 years because that is crazy. But our Democrats they were wanting. They wanted her. So this is the last thing I'm going to talk about right here. The LGBTQ plus community. Yes, you're out there. Yes, you're out there. Yes, you are. But yes, so are you gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender? Yes, thank you to the LGBTQ plus community. Yes. Yes. Or yes or you know. Yes is 86%. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, 86% here, and 12% Republican here. And now 45% Democrat and 53% Republican. So yes, I'll just leave it with that for you guys. And if you've never been to the Pride Festival, I hope you do go to it. Now, hopefully, we do a better job next time in the presidential election, or the next race coming up is the governor election here in Arizona. But thank you so much for watching this episode with me, the Real Trash Podcast. And this is trash again because the Democrats didn't win this election, but it's okay. My city won my election and won the Democrat seats in my elections here in my city where I live at. So I'm thankful for that. That's not trash. But yes, let's see what happens in the next 4 years. Keep an eye out and keep your head forward and put your shoulders back and fight for what's right in this country and Arizonans too. Thank you for being here on another podcast. Thank you for watching this Arizona presidential election podcast today. I'm so grateful and thankful for being here on another one. Thank you for watching my Real Trash podcast, my YouTube videos, my Reels, YouTube Reels, and we will see you on the next podcast episode. And love you guys and have a great one. And let's do this, Democrats. Let's move forward and let's keep on going. Let's keep the fight going.